Hello everyone! Today I'm making some beautiful 3D butterflies using an extremely satisfying technique and some surprising tricks to really take your art to the next level. Let me show you how I did it. Ever since I made the 3 doves on the canvas, I wanted to make 3 butterflies on the same long canvas, so that's the plan for today. 50 by 20 lightweight canvas, but I used tissue paper, and thank you so much for lovely comments because so many of you appreciated me showing you how to use different materials to do something very pretty on budget. This time, however, I think I want to use my heavy gesso. My plan is having biggest butterfly here, something like that. I've sketched another one here and I'm going to show you how to transfer it very easily. Just going over, this is a 2B pencil, 4B would be perfect, but I've got 2B. And I can now see what I like, this way or that way. This is so quick. I could have used a pencil, I could have used some other tool, but I often use my nails. And now I can go over and refine some bits. And now I want a small one. How about that? I'm pondering now, if I put gesso on top, how will I see my butterflies? So I definitely recommend gessoing first, then drawing the butterflies. I just couldn't wait to see them on the background, that's why. I'm ready. As I said, I am your guinea pig. I am actually checking on myself some strange solutions, but let's see. Am I going to see them or not? Oh, if I scrape them, not bad, because I do want them covered gently. I do have some other plans for the background, so I'm not telling yet. Now I'm super curious whether this will work and how thick can I actually squeeze the gesso. I don't know. Does it say anything about the thickness? Not really. I could even tint it with the color, but I do want to paint them later on, so that's not an issue. Very pleasant to work with. Okay, I'm getting a bit anxious. Start with the bottom one. I always make the hole a bit too small at the beginning, so I don't know. That's way too small. It's probably still too small. Oh, but it spreads so beautifully. I wonder, should I add more? Maybe let's try another layer. Is it going to be too much? Okay, now let's see if I can spread it. It's squeezed out wonderfully. I'm looking for brush now. I like those flat brushes, those. And let me take a little bit of water and see how that spreads. Okay, so it's very different to the wall putty. It feels more like, I don't know, PVA glue perhaps? Okay, so I am making the hole even bigger because I've decided I want the edges thicker. But I think at the moment it's looking good. Personally, I think it looks good. And now spreading it towards the middle. I think we're getting some very nice effect. I was thinking of creating thinner lines, but I do like the marks that the brush leaves, you know. I think that's absolutely fine. Let me just uncover the body. I am very happy with those wings. Don't they look good? Yay! So let me just proceed. I'll make this one first because I want the big one overlapping. I'm only turning so that it's more comfortable. The application is just wonderful. Let me finish this baby. Wow, might add a bit more here. So I want some more. I want some thicker edges. See how that goes. Very happy with this one, and time for the biggest butterfly. All my brush strokes go towards the center. Just a little bit more in the middle. But I think those patterns look very nice. Need to leave some space for the body, you know, but I can dig it out later. This wing is the closest to us, in my opinion. Therefore, it's going to be the thickest. I bet there will be some videos on how to use it online. But as you probably know, I just don't have time to watch any videos. I've got another job, you know, I teach art as a daily job, so I wish I could have more time. On Instagram, you can send me your creations via Instagram. And I must say, I actually saw first time the 3 doves. Oh, it's lovely. And so every Friday I post my followers' creations. It's so wonderful to see what you do in response to my videos. It's just wonderful and so rewarding for me. Now, time to do the body. I'll just squeeze some lines gently. And now I'm going to spread the lines with a brush. Just flatten them a bit more. That looks like icing on the cake. Oh wow, look at those patterns. They're cute, but I don't know if I'm going to keep them. And a little head, round head, just like that. And I'm going to repeat it on the other ones. I think I prefer to actually spread those little creations with my brush, so let's just do it. Okay, I think that looks good. Now this body will be a bit bent, so I'm kind of trying to bend it a bit and spread it again. It's said in the instruction to wait 24 hours, and I must say every single part is dry. And it dried beautifully, even the body. And at this stage you could even sand it down with sandpaper if you wish. But I'm happy with it. I was planning some words in the background, and the easiest way, and I tried it once because I've just bought the template there, I use this text, put just some words in the background. But I was thinking, what if we don't have a template? How could I write? And I just want to experiment today and try my own writing if possible. If not, I'll just wipe it off and I'll proceed with this one. So I'm going to make my own writing tool. I'm just going to fold it. This is just a piece of cellophane. And now all I need to do is to tape the edges. Now I made it super, super, super tiny. And I'll probably have to just cut the very tip. So let me try my super pen on this mat. The darker paper underneath so you can see it. And now I'm going to mix the paste, and I'm going to add some white acrylic paint. We'll scoop it in my little pen and we are ready to go. I just squeeze a really small line. Oh my goodness, this is so thin. This is as thin as hair. It's awesome, but I don't think anybody's going to see that. So let's try a thicker one. Okay, a bigger hole now. I think I'm happy with this one. Okay, ready to add the antennas. And the second one. Okay, I need some little dots at the end. Okay, all of them are ready. Now let's add little patterns to the body. And a couple of very thin lines onto the wings. Now let's see if I can actually write with that pen. Yeah, I think it's good. So I think we are ready to go. Okay, so if I don't write it clearly, it doesn't really matter. So it's all about love. It's going to be all love message. Starting at the bottom. Look at that. Oh, well, I think I'll add a couple more words here in the middle. That will look good. What do you think of my handwriting? Okay, I think I'm done. As I said, you can actually do it, you know, it doesn't have to be legible. You can just scribble something as long as it looks nice. Just like that. Time to pick the colors for the background. And I would like some teals and blues, I think. Forgive me my voice, I'm a bit croaky. So what do I have? Phthalo green, phthalo blue. I'm going to add some white as well. and maybe a little bit of black just to mute it down. Let me mix the paints. I'm using my Artscape acrylics. They're very well pigmented. We do get some teal, however super dark. Kind of seeing what happens. So, oh, that's a really nice color. It's a nice shade. I think I am generally happy with these for the background. So let's just start here. And if it's patchy, that's fine. I actually like this background. Let's just continue with that section. There's another way to make the background more interesting. You can start painting and then gently wipe some sections off to make it look more distressed. See that? So it doesn't have to be block color everywhere. Yeah, that looks interesting, doesn't it? I kind of like it so patchy, you know. I might add some dark and lighter patches as well, some more. When you clean the letters, they're really nicely seen. So at the moment we've got this, and now if I want, I'm just going to add some lighter and darker sections. I also want a bit more blue in places. It's very kind of dark teal. I do want some blue-grey. The more layers you make, the more interesting it's going to be, in my opinion. Like much bluer blue. I'm sure that's not the end of the colors for my background. So I'm going to mix the main color for my butterflies. This is, what is it? Brilliant blue, but I do want it lighter. So I'm adding white. Just a quick layer like this, even lighter. And I'm going to cover every butterfly with the same mix. I'm painting the edges now with a small brush. Just like that. I really like the background, but I want to spice it up. I know that most of you will think gold, perhaps she's doing gold. How about doing silver today? Silver for a change. So I want to add some patterns onto the background. And I know that lots of you are using stencils, and it's actually so easy using a stencil, but I don't know if you are familiar with other techniques. So we can use wallpaper to actually print some interesting patterns onto the canvas. So I've got some samples here. I think I'll go with this one, just some kind of leafy background. I don't have much paint left. You can just paint straight away, but I'm going to use a roller. So you basically treat it as ink. I'm not worried that it's not covered perfectly because, to be honest, I don't want a perfect print. I want a subtle print. So I'll just do one in the corner and see what happens. It would be nice to have another roller, but I don't have it. Oh, oh yes. Oh, I'm super happy with this. Now very gentle. I don't want the whole print, just want a little bit. Yeah. Yes, 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 yes. Still have some paint here, so gentle second touch. It still works. And that's what I wanted. I wanted them like this, like, you know, partially seen. Pressing this corner. I'm going to rip it a bit. It always looks better ripped than cut, you know. Again, too well for my liking. I know some of you will disagree with me, but I want it faint. Adding a couple of colors, and I think I'll add metallic on top. A bit of green. These are not any specific butterflies I can think of. They are not morphs. They're just my imaginary butterflies. At the moment, instead of black, I actually have this blue I used for the background with some grey and white. And I'm just creating some shadows here. I haven't decided on the body color yet. So now I'm coming back with some more color that I've lost, even adding a bit of white, just for good measure. I've decided to make the body grey for the time being. How about this? Is it too dark? I felt like adding a little bit of blue, again just to match everything else, because they were looking so dull and grey. Well, time for something super exciting. Gilding paste and I was about to say gold leaf, no, silver leaf. I always struggle with those bottles. Oh. Alright, so small brush, and let's start with the big boy. Definitely something around the edges. You apply this mixture and then wait around 15 minutes. I think I will add some lines as well. And after the first application, if I think it's not enough, I can always add some more. A little bit on the tummy. Okay, so this one is done, and I'll continue with the other two. Well, I think we can try now. I like putting it in sections, checking where it's sticky. I think my fingers were sticky as well. Of course I could put the whole leaf on top, but then I always feel like I'm wasting more. Let's just try. Oh, so thin. Let's just try the whole leaf on this one. See what happens. That's so much fun. Well, time to remove it. So I'm going to collect all those bits for other projects, like resin work. So this will take me a couple of minutes. Oh, I don't like the silver on my nails. Maybe I was trying to match the colors to my nails, but it was subconscious. If I did, it was really subconscious. I looked at those lines and I actually don't like them. They are too pronounced. So I cleaned them here on this one. I'll show you how. Go over. And I just very, very gently take the silver off. Comes off. I left just a little residue because I quite like just a little faint lines, but nothing like those. So I'll clean them up and then I'll show you the final result. Well, there we are. What do you think of these beauties? Please let me know in the comments below. If you would like to help support the channel, check out my Patreon, where every video I make gets an extended tutorial. This week's extended butterfly tutorial is almost an hour long, and I really dive into the process. And don't forget that the original is for sale now on my website. I hope you enjoyed this video and see you all next week. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye!